Good day everyone, this is Princess Maris Manyosa and I'm going to tackle about audiolingual approach, communicative approach, and the silent way. Let's tackle first the audiolingual method. So, audiolingual method is a method used for teaching foreign language where students are made to listen to the teacher speak using the target language and then repeat after the teacher in order to learn the target language. So, the main focus is on the listening and speaking skills. Spoken language is emphasized in this method. The audiolingual method manifested the behavioral psychology or the behaviorism. Behaviorism says language learning should become automatic habit formation through drill and pattern practice. For the students to practice or learn the target language, they need to go through a system of reinforcement. If the learners give a correct answer, they will get a positive reinforcement. But if they make a mistake, they will be given negative reinforcement. Eventually, they will learn the right answer or they will be motivated to answer correctly. The main objective of the audiolingual method is to help learners acquire accurate pronunciation. It demands sufficient knowledge of vocabulary to learn grammar patterns. No explicit grammatical instructions are given, but it is taught inductively. The learners develop the ability to respond quickly and accurately in speech situations. The difference between the behaviorist approach and the audiolingual approach or method is that, while behaviorist focuses on words, audiolingual method focuses on structure. Now, let's move on to characteristics of audiolingual method. This method is based on the principle of habit formation through repetition and drill, are used to teach structural patterns. It also believes in the ear training process, which means that in the learning of a foreign language, ear training is important in developing speaking proficiency. It also helps in the articulation of sounds, memorization, and internalization of proper auditory sound images. This brings us to the next characteristic or principle, which is focus on the listening and speaking skills. Teaching listening and speaking skills is emphasized more than teaching reading and writing skills. Reading and writing are introduced only after sufficient practice in listening and speaking are done. Set phrases are memorized with a focus on intonation and correct pronunciation. The learners are made to thoroughly repeat phrases and sentences and memorize basic rules of language learning. Repetition of dialogues and sentences help the learners in the easy and fast learning of language. As I've said earlier, there is no clear grammatical explanations made. Correct responses of learners are positively reinforced in order to help them learn the language faster and better. Use of language laboratory is helpful in this method. This method was strongly influenced by the belief that the fluent use of language was essentially a set of habits that could be developed with a lot of practice. This practice involves students spending hours in the language lab repeating oral drills. Language lab is used to give practice in listening and speaking, and the students pay attention to all the features of the spoken language carefully. Now, let's tackle about communicative approach. Communicative language teaching, or CLT for short, differs from previous teaching approaches as it doesn't set out a set method of structuring lessons. Instead, the communicative approach provides a theory of how languages are best learned and makes suggestions based on this theory on how languages should be taught and which activities work best. It also differs from previous approaches as it realizes the needs to teach learners how to use the language, as well as teaching the language itself. It's all well and good knowing loads of words and how to form grammatical structures. But we also need to be aware of register the formality of the language we use. The language we use with our friends and family isn't always appropriate in other situations. We must also be aware of language functions. It's easy to identify the function of this question. To offer a beer and Sue's response accepting beer, but the way we use English isn't always so clear. Once again, this person uses language to offer a beer, but Bob's response could cause confusion to language learners as its function to refuse the offer is less obvious. Misunderstanding language function can hinder effective communication, and is partly why this scene from Forrest Gump amuses us. The communicative approach says, learners need language knowledge and knowledge of how to use the language to achieve communicative competence. The first image shows language being translated, and the second image shows language being used. Communicative language teaching is based on the idea that learners best learn a language when they're actively using it. This image shows a teacher and the students. The second image shows learners involved in the communication. Communicative language teaching casts teaching in the role of facilitators. When a teacher has the role of facilitator, they have moved away from the traditional approach to teach and teachers being the instructor. When the role of the teacher is as a facilitator of learning, the teacher is involved in leading discussions, asking questions, which may not have a correct answer, and guiding students throughout their learning. Now, let's move on to my last topic, which is the silent way. First off, what is silent way? Silent way is a method of language teaching devised by Caleb Gattegno. It is based on the premise that the teacher should be silent as much as possible in the classroom. In this method, the learner should be encouraged to produce as much language as possible. Gattegno states that the method is based on the constructivism theory and leads the learners to develop their own conceptual models of the language. This silent way is characterized by its focus on discovery, creativity, problem solving, and the use of accompanying materials. Richards and Rogers summarize the method into three major features. The three major features of the silent way method. First, learner discovers or creates rather than remembers and repeats what is to be learned. Second, learning is facilitated by accompanying mediating physical objects. Third, learning is facilitated by problem solving involving the material to be learned. The teacher roles. Teacher acts as a facilitator. The main task is to teach the language by letting the students test out the linguistic choices. Next, teacher acts as a neutral observer. Teacher does not have to provide positive or negative feedback. According to Stevick, teacher's tasks are to teach, to test, and to get out of the way. The student roles. Students are expected to develop independence, autonomy, and responsibility. Next, students are expected to participate in class actively. They should be willing to make mistakes and to be corrected. Thirdly, students involved in verbal interactions and peer correction activities. Students must learn to work cooperatively rather than competitively. There are few methods used in teaching silent way. First, sound colored chart. Each colored chart representing a sound in targeted language or any second language. Next, the Crocener rule. It is used to demonstrate most grammatical structures such as tensors, verbs, and prepositions. Thirdly, Fidel chart. The Fidel chart is a set of charts presenting all the possible spellings of each sound of the language, using the same color code as the rectangle chart and word charts. That is all for my topic. Thank you.